And we are live. Great. Right, I shall just get the old chat up as per usual. I have also got my little book here, so I need to get this out. 1 second. Let me pause. Oh, no, can I? Yeah, I can pause that. Oh, yeah, Chris is straight in there, like 5 seconds after I went live. That is crazy. Hi, Chris. I'll just get my little book. Right, there we go. Oh yeah, we've got 4 viewers, 6 viewers. That's cool. So yeah, today is what I wrote down: budgeting and managing your time. Yeah, I mean, basically the topic was budgeting, and I was thinking this morning, oh, I'd quite like to do a little bit on time management as well. So I thought I would do that. Quote of the day today: do not Google it, but put your answers in the chat. Do not Google it because I will be unhappy with you. But the quote of the day today is "Youth is wasted on the young." Who said that? As I say, don't Google it. First to get it right gets a no, wait. What did I say last week? Oh, I'll just do a shout out. First to get it right, gets a shout out on the channel thing. You know what I mean. But I don't know what I said last week that I was going to do. I was going to do something. But yeah, youth is wasted on the young. We've got Neil in there. We've got Philippa. We have Derek. We have Robert. We have Chris. So yeah, cool. Afternoon, Mr. B. Oh, right, yeah, Neil. Oh, right, yeah, I get it. AKA Mr. Bango. What? Bango? What's that? Is that a YouTuber? Or no, is that song like Mr. Oh no, that's Mr. Bombastic, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Anyway, right, I should be 1 second. Just check where I am in the frame. Yeah, I'm okay, and we should get on with it. So, quite a discussion in the chat on budgeting while I'm just sort of giving my thoughts and talking. What is that? Auction ended. That's okay. I thought that was going to be a ka-ching then. I was thinking before I went live, I don't think I've ever had a ka-ching on Thursday Talks. Check out Mr. Bango on YouTube. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I will do after the show. 1 sec. Write it down. Bango. If I don't write it down, I'll move on to something else after the show, and then yeah, one thing leads to another, and then I end up forgetting all about it. So I've wrote it down now. So yeah, budgeting for stock or for equipment or for well, anything in your business in terms of the things you're buying maybe to resell, or the equipment you're using to resell, or what other costs. God, there's tons of different costs that you could budget for. But the way, I think it was about managing budgeting, the actual topic from last week, and the way to obviously manage your budget, or to maybe not decrease your budget, but sort of help, what's the word I'm trying to say? Sort of help your budget in terms of so you're not spending so much, is getting stock from for really cheap, like in big job lots or things like that, whether that be from auctions, car boots, whatever, wherever it be, and just making a ton of money, basically buying low, selling high. And you can do that on higher ticket items, like you can buy it for 50 quid and sell it for 200-300 quid, but they're going to be fewer and far between in most cases. But what you can do is, I'm going to an auction on Tuesday, hopefully, and this is what I'll be doing. I'll be looking out for job lots, and I'm going to go online and check out the auction online first, and then I'm going to see what's in it and all that sort of stuff. I might go down on viewing day, I might not, I'm not sure. I might just leave some commission bids, and then basically I'll get these job lots, and hopefully I'll be able to get them for pretty cheap because it's a general sale, and obviously then basically like one item out of a job lot might cover your whole cost. And say there's like 20 or 30 items in this box job lot, then you're gonna obviously be able to make a good amount of money on that, and you're gonna get a higher profit from that job lot than you would maybe saying go to a charity shop, or I don't know, going to somewhere or getting stock in a different way. So if you're worried about budgeting or spending too much on stock, you want to be thinking about going to those places that you can get it for cheap, but also it's going to give you a good profit at the end of the day as well. So you're buying low, selling high. And that would be the one thing I'd say for managing your budget. Doing that would really, really help. And also it's going to build your business quicker. So it's something I definitely want to explore. It is Scambait Central ads. A great channel, very funny. Oh my God. Scambait. What's Scambait? I don't even know what that is. What's the doodle on the back of your notepad? Nothing. There's nothing there. Oh God, you're just trying to put me off. No, there's nothing there, unless you meant the little stormtrooper thing. Star Wars stormtrooper. It's not a doodle. It's not a doodle. It's just like on each page. So I can show you, like, it's on every page. But yeah. Oh God, I've lost the page now. Oh, that's great. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh no, I'm never gonna find it now. Oh. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? 1 second. Right, let's have a question from the chat. I mean, I found that if you have the chance to view before the auction, you really should, in case any are damaged. Yeah, I might go down. I might go down. It is worth it. I know what you're saying, Chris. Having worked at an auction house and knowing what goes in some of these lots, you know, what crap goes in some of them. I mean, some of them are like real, just bog standard stuff. And then other ones, like the higher value stuff, gets taken out and then puts in the cabinet and things like that. But the funny thing is, and I was saying this to my mum the other week, I've had, in terms of an auction, I've had a great experience, because I've seen one side of it as the employee, you know, who's actually getting the lots ready, and now I'm going to have the other side of it and seeing actually buying these lots and things like that. So I think that's really helped me out, actually, but we'll see. I'm trying to get back to this page. I don't know where the hell. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Got it. Yeah, so what's it? So budgeting, yeah. David McGregor says, what have I missed? Nothing yet. It's just been standard stuff. Oh, I did think about putting the 18, you know, like 18 plus restriction on it. But basically, I don't know whether I should or not, because for one, apparently it really demotes the video in search. I can't monetize it. I think it will harm the growth of Thursday Talks. But on the other side of things, I'm thinking, if I do get a bit crazy or whatever, maybe it's good to put it on, because I don't mind the fact that I won't monetize it. I don't get hardly any money for videos anyway, so I'm not bothered. But it's like the search. It's more of a fact that I want to grow Thursday Talks and it to become something that a lot of people enjoy, and more people enjoy than do now. And if it affects the search visibility, then it might just limit its growth completely. And I'm fine with that, because I like the little gang of people who come on every week and we have a chat and stuff. But I like experiencing new people coming on and stuff. But I think if I feel, because I could just do it like 1 week and then not do it the next week. So, for example, if I feel that the topic or something in the chat is going to spur me to end up saying, you know, maybe sexually suggestive things or whatever it may be on YouTube guidelines, then I might think of putting an 18 on it. But yeah, anyway, ad trying to pronounce Mr. Bam. Oh no, what? I can't pronounce that. Bango. Here's Nick and Andrea, or Nick or Andrea, eating my lunch, felt the need to watch The Cat in the Hat. What? I'm not the Cat in the Hat. If ever I was going to be a cartoon character, it would either be like Willy Wonka or... Ooh, what else? Yeah, Willy Wonka definitely, but I'm not sure about another one. Thursday Talks for life. Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's our 64th show today, so that reminded me of the Beatles song, When I'm 64. it reminded me of 64 Zoo Lane as well, which is pretty cool. I don't know why, but 64 seems like a cool number. But anyway, we'll get back to the subject now as normal. Budgeting. So please just, throw your discussion in the chat. Ways to budget for stock. Do you have a budget for stock? Or do you sort of just buy it, just basically buy it when you need it and fill up and get a good car full and then work your way through it and then maybe don't spend for a few days or a few weeks? That's the way I want to go. I want to spend a lot of money a few times a month and get a massive haul, and then that means that I can stay in and just bash through it. And I'm not having to go out and just get dribs and drabs. I think I've become a little bit mature in my business, and I feel like doing that would be much more time efficient. So I want to get a big job lot in, whether it be from an auction, from a contact or whatever, and they send it me, or wherever it be, and then obviously just plow through it for the next couple of weeks and then get another big job lot. Because I mean, you just look at that time efficiency. If I was to spend 3 hours every 2 weeks sourcing, then the rest of the time could be spent listing. So yeah, he's on his own level. I'm not on my own level. I'm quite normal, aren't I? It will be mad to look back in 5 years. Anything special planned? No, I'm not reading that out. I'm not reading that out, David. I know it's not that bad, but anyway, people in the chat can see that. Another planet. Yeah, well, if I chose another planet, it would probably be Kepler 62e, because that's probably one of your best chances of survival. But I'm not going to go into space exploration. I absolutely love that. I really do. I actually calculated once how long it would take to get from one side of the universe to the other side using like the fastest spacecraft on Earth, because I was bored in a lesson once. So I went on my phone. Well, I don't know whether it was my phone or whether it was a computer. I don't know whether I was in a computer lesson or not. But anyway, I just ended up like Googling stuff and then trying to work it out. So yeah, pretty cool. I can't remember the exact figure, but it was like trillions of years or something. It was so long, because the universe is like 90 billion light years from side to side, and a light year is like 180,000 miles per second. So you have to times that by 60 to get a minute, times that by 60 to get an hour, times that by 24 to get a day, times that by 365 to get a year, and then, oh god, I don't even know, you have to times, oh yeah, oh no, I'm not even gonna get it. It's so, I'm gonna confuse myself. So without a calculator, I won't be able to do it. But yeah, basically in the last 30 years, we've traveled 1/600th of a light year. So you times the 30 by 600, I think, and then you get how many years it would take or something. I don't know. You know what? I'm getting weird again, aren't I? So let's go. Also time management. Now, a few people are in the chat, but ads, the universe is constantly expanding. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't think about that. It is. Oh, my calculations were all wrong. It is. It's constantly expanding. Yeah, the universe is constantly expanding. So managing your time. How do people do it? Let's try and stay focused on this one. Let's please, someone in the chat help me out, and let's stay focused. And let's not go astray too much, because I need to give some sort of valuable content. So yeah, managing your time. The way I do it is I don't do it. That's the problem. I work, and then I work, and then I'll have a bit of a break, and then I'll work, and then I'll have a break, and then I'll work. And sometimes at like 10 o'clock, I'll be watching TV and I'll be listing, and it's sort of like, it's weird, because it feels like I'm not doing work, but at the same time, anyone who was on looking would say, well, you're actually doing work and you need to account for those hours. So it's sort of weird. I enjoy my work quite a lot, and that's why I can sort of just let it flow. Yesterday, no, not yesterday, Tuesday, I did all my listing in the day, which is very uncommon for me. And I actually knocked off at 7 o'clock. So I didn't do any work after 7. And that was actually rather nice to know that after 7 o'clock, I didn't need to do any more. But the way it works for me is generally I'll do like a few hours on, and then I'll have like an hour off, and then I'll do like a few more hours on, and it sort of just goes from basically when I get up to when I go to bed. I'm working, but there's just like hours in between when I'm off. Knocked off at 7 p.m. Yeah, well, that's not bad. That's not too bad. I mean, you talk to some people and they'll say, well, I keep working till 11 or 12 or 1 or whatever. So, you know, that's okay. Take each day as it comes. Retro Boot this says, my time management depends on the weather. Ooh, the weather. Okay, that's a new one. Suppose if it's really nice, you end up going out or something. I wouldn't laugh, Nick. That's when Tap Chat is on. What is that? What? I'll have to go up. What's happened here in the chat? No, I'd stick with the astrophysics. Astrophysics. I went for a cuppa, and what happened? Did you read mine and Neil's budgeting? Oh no! Oh bloody hell! I didn't. I just go to the auction and buy whatever I want and try and fill the car with as many lots as possible. I never restrict myself with a budget. That is good. That is good. That's what I'm gonna do on Monday and Tuesday. But the problem is I don't want to get, you know, that bidder's fever, or what we call auction fever, because obviously I've been to auctions in the past, but I've never really bid on much, and I've only ever won like a couple of items from auction. I believe I might have only won like 1 item from auction. But yeah, it's that bidder's fever, you know, auction fever. I don't want to get that and end up spending like a crazy amount of money. So I've got to watch that on my first time. I think, as you know, if I go regularly, I won't get that as much. But first time, ooh, yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm tempted to leave commission bids, because what I might do is go to the viewing, view them there, leave some commission bids on the little sheet of paper, and then basically just collect on like Wednesday or Thursday, because next week my mum's off on Wednesday and Thursday, so I have the car, so that's good. So I can go and collect. Well, I could even collect after the auction on Tuesday, but I don't know. It depends how late the auction runs and whether, because obviously, I don't know. It does close at like 5:30, but if the auction was to run past that, like for some reason the auctioneer wasn't getting through as many lots per hour as he would like, then surely it couldn't close at the closing time, because they've got more lots remaining, if you see what I mean. So but I can't remember how it used to work when I was there, when we ran over a bit. I just can't remember. I don't know whether we set out like a later opening time for the auction days, but it's going to be a complete new experience for me, because I've not been for so long, you know, like 2 years almost. So yeah, anyway, Chris says, I spend what I have when I can until I have none left other than essentials. Obliviously, then I can let. Do you have? This is a good one. Aside from like spending however much you can, do you still have a reserve in PayPal or in a bank account somewhere? I have a reserve in PayPal, and then I have a bank, because I've recently got like another 2 bank accounts because I needed it because money was going everywhere and all this sort of stuff. I have separated my business money and my personal money completely now. Very exciting time. It's really exciting. Just to say that I can move money from one bank to another, and that's going in my personal money. That's amazing. That's an amazing feeling, because it's all been like what's the word? What a great word. Not conglomerate. It's all been an amalgamation. It's all been an amalgamation of one money, and it's not been nice. So yeah, really happy with that. And what I'm saying is I have like an account for tax, which is like, you know, money for tax, for the tax bill, all that sort of stuff. And then I have my reserve in PayPal, and then I have another couple of banks, you know, personal, that sort of stuff. So that's what I'm saying. It's all well and good saying about the fact that you're going to spend, you know, whatever, but do you make sure you're keeping that reserve? I know that Neil and Chris will, because they're big time guys. They know what they're doing. Be the boss ads. Let them know that you mean business. Don't let them push you around. Commission bids are rubbish. The auctioneer always lets. Right, I'll go to it. I'll go to the auction, Neil. Yeah, because you know, I can do that. I've got the car on Tuesday. The viewing's Monday. I've got the car, and the auction's Tuesday. I might have to bring my mum with me to the auction so that then she could do the shop afterwards, or maybe I might have to drop. What I might have to do is drop her off in town and then go to Nuts to the auction. But yeah, I try to be in bed by 9:30 most nights. I manage mainly 5 out of 7. I don't work much after. Well, that's good. That's good. That's sort of the position I want to be in. And I think controlling my time with sourcing. So, for example, if you need to make the auctioneer, the auctioneer will always tell the room when his bids are out. Right. Yeah, I know. I've heard that before when the auctioneer's done that, when I've been in the room. Yeah, so I'll go to the auction. Reserve money in PayPal to cover returns, etc. Yeah, I do that. I always have a backup now in PayPal. And it's just important, I think. I really do. Ads, you're owning your own cash. Get a small van. Oh, now me and my mum have talked about this loads, like absolutely loads. We keep joking about it, but I do think maybe not this year, but I think next year it could be a possibility. I mean, even this year it could be, you know, especially if I'm going to auctions and going to a lot more car booths, and I really am getting full, you know, like getting a lot of stuff. But you know, it's an expense. There's other things to consider, you know, so I've got to make sure it's the right decision for me. But yeah, we have talked about it, we have joked about it a little bit, so I don't know. But yeah, it's something, you know, it's an option, you know. So I'm just gonna go up. So Nick has left the chat, so I didn't say bye. So bye, Nick, if you're watching the reruns. Let me see. Robert says, yeah, I got. Oh wait, I can't see that. I got black lab, so I make the most of the sunny weather when everyone else is at work. I got black lab. Black lab. Oh, black Labrador. Black Labrador. I was wondering what that meant. I thought you meant like you worked in a black laboratory, but I thought that can't be right. So yeah, black Labrador. Yeah, that's nice. I want a dog. No, well, I want a cat or a dog. But you know me, and I've said this about 6 times on the channel. The only things I would get as a pet really are probably something like an elephant, a dolphin, or a parrot. Just because they have like really long lifespans, and a dolphin's 40 years. An elephant, you should probably get 60 years out of them, and a parrot, well, depending on which species of parrot, but the one I want, which is scarlet macaw, is quite good. Like the lifespan of them, it's like the same as a human almost. So yeah, that's what I'd do anyway. But I do want a cat. Well, next door I've got really nice cats, and I do really want a cat. But you know what? My mum and dad will not do it. My mum doesn't want to be cleaning up the pet hair. That's why. But I don't mind. I've told her I'll do that, you know. But anyway, I'd love a pet. I really would. Sleep when you're dead. What? Carp fishing, sleep when you're dead. What the hell? What will you do with your personal money, Lego, shares, etc.? Oh yeah, you basically got it spot on. Yeah, it will be like a bit of share investing. I'm not going to put all my money into it, but I'm going to put a certain amount into it because I'm very, very new at it, and I don't want to lose a load of money on that. So I'm going to be cautious with it, and I'm going to be slow. But yeah, if it's anything else, it's going to be a bit of Lego. It's going to be board. It's going to be presents for other people. It's going to be car insurance. And oh God, yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything else really that it's going to be other than that. It's just going to be odds and sods other than my you know, board or my car insurance. It's going to be odds and sods. So, so yeah, Chris says, yeah, defo get a van. Have you got a van now, Chris? Yeah, you have, haven't you? Or have you, or has your friend got a van? I don't know. Have you got a van or not? I'm not sure. I've heard you talking about a van, so I don't know. Yeah, so that's that. We have Ryan in the chat, Ryan Senior. He has been with my channel for quite a while now. So hi, Ryan. It's nice to see you live. We have 30 people watching now, and we have 7 likes. So that's always nice. I have a transit. What auction are you going to add? If there is a good amount of stock in there, I might pop down. Pop down? Is the cat pop down? God, it's like miles from where you are to where I am. Oh, what's it called? White Marshalls. It changed name from, well, there was a merger when I was working there, because that's the one I worked at. When I was working there was a merger, and it was White Manley and Frank Marshall, and then they merged, and then it was White Manley. Marshall, sorry, White Marshall. So yeah, that's where it is. It's in Knutsford, junction 19 of the, oh God, what is it? It's not M6, is it? No, I don't know, but it's junction 19 of some motorway around here. I don't know. I want to say M6, but I'm not too sure. 183 miles, 360 round trip, would cost me around 50 quid. So basically, you'd have to make, well, you'd have to make at least 50 quid to break even, although that's not accounting for like lunch and other different things as well, and time. So yeah, you'd have to make a fair bit of money to make it fairly profitable. But yeah, with like a lot of people have been saying, if you're doing these like reselling road trips, or not necessarily that is a reselling road trip, but if you're doing like a proper reselling road trip or anything like that, it's going to be hard to make it like really profitable. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people, like Ken said ages ago in a chat with Nick and Zahir, he said, you know, he'd quite happily travel miles and miles for an auction, you know, if it was a fairly good one. Unfortunately, I don't know. I've not been there in a year and a half, 2 years. So I don't know how good it's going to be. But yeah, you can certainly look online anyway at the catalogue and see what you can see. Road trip, Chris. I wouldn't come if I wasn't planning on making a few hundred. Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I was thinking. Because you've got, you know, your hidden expense. You know, as if you decide to make, you could obviously take food with you, but if you decide to get food out or something like that, you know, or just even getting just a pasty or something like that, it's an expense, and you've got to think about it. And I know it sounds very like, oh well, it's only a pasty, it's £2 or whatever. Well, you've got to think about these things, haven't you? So yeah, yeah. So there's all these different things that come to mind, and as long as it's a good auction, then you know it's worth it. But I don't know. I'll have to check, and you'll have to check as well. Robert says people that have a problem with time management, it could be best to do a table of how to spend your time in the day. Oh, I forgot to mention as well, actually. I don't know why that reminded me, but I've got a Hermes delivery apparently coming today. I checked on the tracking and it said it was out for dispatch at like 12:07. So I need to just be aware. I don't know whether I need to sign for it or not. So if I need to sign for it and I miss it, then that means that obviously they come back tomorrow or whatever they do. So yeah. And you know, if this Hermes if I see this Hermes, I will have to run downstairs. But I mean, we've been half an hour already anyway, so we're not going to be loads more time anyway. So yeah, if I see the Hermes, I will say to you, I've just got to quickly run downstairs. I'll leave the boxes downstairs and then I'll come up here. So yeah, but I just wanted to mention that. I forgot to mention it when we started. Yeah, so what was that, Robert? People that have a problem with time management, it could be best to do a timetable of how to spend your time in the day. Yeah, I've oh my God, there's so many different things I've gone about doing or thinking of doing. You know what? Hours, like set hours, doing like saying like, right, I work 9 to 5 or work this to this. But then I keep having conversations with loads of different people, like my friends, my mum, my grandma, who comes around on a Friday most weeks, my dad, loads of different people. And I keep saying, you know, the end conclusion is that I don't want to work 9 to 5. I don't want to tie my schedule down to a 9 to 5. Maybe in 5 or 10 years' time, when I've got more of a process laid down and I'm really, really like into my reselling and I know what I'm doing and I've tried different motivation techniques and all that sort of stuff, then might be the time to say, look, I'm happy to work 9 to 5 now. I love this job anyway. And, you know, I'm happy to do that. But at the moment, I think like if I'm working 9 to 5, that's a massive factor in why I like reselling. It is a massive factor. And I think it is for a lot of people, the flexibility. And so I don't want to set myself those hours. I've thought about maybe setting myself just hours in terms of like, well, I'm not going to work 9 to 5, but what I will do is I'll literally write down hours in the day I'm going to work. Like I'll work 10 a.m. till 12 a.m. Then I'll have a break for lunch, and I'll literally plan out my day so structured like that. Well, the problem with that is it probably won't end up working that way. You know what things are like. For example, I have loads to package, or I have loads, you know, I want to be listing more, or something gets in the way, like a return or a problem on eBay that I need to fix, or anything. It could be anything, and it ends up that I end up working longer, or I end up working less, you know. And I just think, oh, do I really want to just set them hours? Why don't I just take it as it comes? And it's not the fact that I don't like. It's not the fact that I don't like what I'm doing or anything like that, or I don't like working how I am working now. But I do feel some element of time management is needed. Whether that be structured hours, I don't think so. It might be, but I think it's more how I spend my time. As I was saying, getting the stock. I need to be quicker and more efficient at getting a bulk lot of stock. Instead of just getting dribs and drabs throughout the week and spending a lot more time doing it. Or I need to be quicker with my listing process or my photography process, and I need to put things in place to be able to get that process honed down, basically, to a real quick, nice, easy, fluid motion, you know. So yeah, best just to have a quick list of objectives. Where's my little pad here? Oh no, I didn't do it. All I've got on here actually is just a to-buy list of stuff I need to buy actually for the business. But usually I do have a little to-do list, and that does help me focus, and I use that quite a lot. Some days I don't use it, you know. I might go a week without using it, and then maybe I have a big day on a Monday. Maybe I've got bloody God knows how many packages to wrap, maybe 20, 25. I've got this to do, I've got that to do, I've got this, that. And I just can't remember it all. So I'll write down a long list, and then I just tick things off. And I got that idea off a few people in the groups. I think Caroline was the main one who talks about lists quite a lot, Caroline, Mrs. M. And I sort of started doing it, and I really enjoyed doing it. So now I don't do it all the time. I do try and do it as often as I can, or as often as I remember. But I've never really got into like the process of doing it every day, and maybe that would help me. But I did have a time where I was doing it pretty much every day, and that seemed to help, and it seemed to give me a bit more focus, because I would know what I was doing during the day. But then I think to myself, on another side of it is, again, it's like focusing me quite a lot, which is great, which, don't get me wrong, is great, but at the same time, I want, in some weird way, the way my brain works is it wants to not know what's happening in the day to some extent. I don't like not knowing everything that's happening in the day, and I am quite a man of routine. I like my routine, but I do like it when some days in the week I just don't know what I'm doing. Like when I might go to town, and that might be part of my routine, but I don't know what I'm going to pick up, or I don't know whether some person might come up to me in charity shop, whether it be a charity shop manager or whoever, and says, look, I've got this, 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 and this, you know, and then you just don't know, do you? That's what I'm trying to say. You know, you just don't know what's going to happen. And that's what I sort of like. Yeah, then you can do it in any order you fancy instead of structuring it hour by hour. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. What I generally do with the what I'm trying to say with the list is I do it, you know, methodically, but maybe to give myself a bit more of a sporadic idea in my mind, or just a sporadic lifestyle, is just doing them in any order instead of, like, I do my packaging in the morning generally. I think a lot of people do, and maybe some days, if you know dispatch times are okay and within the dispatch times, maybe do something on maybe do some of the packaging in the afternoon just to mix it up a bit. And again, I think that would bring me more motivation, because you're breaking away from that norm a bit. It's a little bit sporadic, a bit different. Hi ads, Charlie from CNH. Have you done another video, Charlie? I've not been keeping up on your channel. You know what? I've found about six, well, not six, probably about four. I always overestimate. Probably about four new UK reselling channels in the last few days. There's loads of them. They've just been popping up. There's Sue. I think a channel name is Sue's Piles of Shame. There was, I forgot his name. I think he lives in London, but I forgot his name anyway. He does pretty good videos. You know, it was a pretty good video I saw. He obviously has a few editing skills and stuff, but I forgot his name. But what I will do is get his name, and then hopefully next time I'll put him on my end card, because that's what I'm trying to do as well. I saw Chris was doing it, and I thought that's a really good idea. Instead of promoting myself on my end card, what I'll do is I'll put two little subscribe circles for like two other channels, you know, two new channels. And I think that's nice. It's a sense of community, all that sort of stuff. So thanks, Chris, for the idea. Anyway, that's, yeah, really glad I found that, because I think it's a great idea. But yeah, so what was I going to say? So there was that guy who I can't remember the name of. There was a couple more, but there has been quite a few that I've seen, and I just can't. Oh yeah, there was Lee, who popped up in my Thursday talks last week. Lee McMullen, I think. He's not that new. I think he's been around since Jan, but I only realised he was around the other week. So yeah, it was Lee. Obviously, some slightly less new people now, but they are still fairly new. Kirsten's Curiosities, Treasure Pirate. Who else? But yeah, there's been loads the last few months. You know, you see, it seems to have really sort of growing now. The community, and more people are coming on. It's great, because I really take a lot of not pride, but what's the word? What am I trying to say? I just take a lot of enjoyment. That's it. I take a lot of enjoyment out of watching other people's, new people's content, and it's great, you know, for me to be able to share them with you guys, and then you guys can go over there and see what we're all about and stuff. Yeah, I like that end screen. Chris says 20 seconds is a mission, though, to say what you need. You know what I've done? What I do is just do it like at the end of it. So, for example, I think I did it on my sales update the other day. When I'm still talking, like, about the video, I start the end screen. But the problem is, because maybe I'm doing a sales update or whatever, I need to do it after I've shown one of the sales picks. So I have to make sure I've done that. I have to make sure one of the last sales pick has gone off the screen, and then I can put them both there. But the problem is, if you've got a lot of end screen elements, you know, your face or your body is always going to be covered up. So I like just doing the two subscribes, but you have to put a video in the end screen as well, that I actually found out the other day. And that obviously covers up part of my body, but that's fine. And then what I do is the end screen goes into my, my That's All Folks photo. It carries on into that. So that's what I've sort of done with it. But yeah, I love that. It's great. Yeah, it's great. And there's so many different uses with it. You can promote yourself with it, you know, your subscribe button or whatever it is. Or you can, you choose to promote other channels, which is good for your channel in turn, because YouTube likes it when you send people, like when you send your subscribers over to another channel, and they will monitor the people from the end of your video who click on one of those end screen elements and go over to another video, because what YouTube wants is maximum amount of people as possible to stay on YouTube. So if you if you were to use that end screen at the end of a video, and then someone clicks through, that obviously in YouTube sides, that's good for your channel as well. So it's always a bonus. You're helping other people. In YouTube's eyes, it's good for you. It's great, and you can do so much with it. They certainly do. Well, oh no, I've said something without noticing it. Chris is saying there, they certainly do, winky face. Leslie Ford, do you get many breakages in post when sending GSP? I send a few bits GSP, but I don't really send, or of my experience, I don't think I send that many breakable, like real breakable items like mugs or china or anything like that. But I don't know. I mean, I've never had any, touch wood. I don't like this because people have had problems with GSP, and that is my nightmare. I don't want a problem with that. But yeah, people have had trouble with GSP, and as I say, touch wood, never had trouble with it. And I pack things pretty well. A lot of people say we use bubble wrap sparingly, or we use brown card or whatever it be, minimally, to save on cost or whatever. I tend to, the free stuff I get, like the newspaper and things like that, and just random scraps of cardboard, I use a lot of that. And then I do use quite a bit of bubble wrap as well. I do pay for most of my bubble wrap. I do get some bits free here and there. But I do pay for most of my bubble wrap. So I do kind of think about using it, and don't use too much. But at the end of the day, I want the item to get there. So, and get there safely. So I just tend to wrap my items really well. And if it means a little bit more expense, if it's a 30, 40, 50 pound item, I'm quite happy to use a bit more bubble wrap or whatever it may be. So yeah, glass and china. Oh, glass and china aren't covered by the GSP. Oh, that's why I've not sent anything for it then. But I haven't had any breakages. Anyway, eBay take the hit, so that's okay then. I've never had any troubles with a GSP, so I don't know. I don't know how it all works if I did have a trouble. So, well, actually, maybe I should have a. I'm not going to wish it on myself, but if I did have trouble with the GSP, I think it would make me, again, a stronger reseller because I know how to deal with that. So, there's always a positive to every side. Just that they reference your click trail, which helps your channel appear in this. That's it. Yeah. I'm agreeing, which is why I link to hot girls with thousands of subscribers. Law of attraction. Oh my god, that is funny. That was Chris, by the way. Yeah, so I'll wrap up in a minute. Thank you to everyone who has been watching. Don't forget, someone in the old comment section, in the live, well, not the comment section, in the live chat, please do give me a topic for next week. Make it as general as possible, so then we have a lot to talk about. For example, don't say something like, can you talk about how to sell Harry Potter books? Because we're going to spend all the 2 minutes on that topic, and then we're going to end up having to talk about other stuff anyway. So make it as general as possible, if you could. Maybe something like, I don't know. Well, someone will throw one in there. Oh, there we go. Bookkeeping, hands. I know you wanted to know about that. I will talk about that. I generally do it a bit of a different way than other people. I do traditional accounting, and I do cash basis. I do cash basis in my black book, and then I have a profit and loss account. I just like that way. That's the way I've sort of amalgamated myself to do it. But I'm thinking in maybe next year or so, I might get an accountant and just leave it to them, you know, and just do that. The thing is, I will always have to make sure my receipts are in order and make sure that I've printed off my eBay snipes and that side of it. But I won't need to do my accounts and, you know, the proper nitty gritty accounts. So, yeah, cross promotion. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So yeah, that is a good topic. I'll write that down now. Well, I'm really glad. I shouldn't really say this, but I'm really glad my Hermes hasn't turned up yet, because it would have been a nightmare, because I'd have to run downstairs. I've not got a co-host. I'd have to run downstairs. You'd be waiting for 5 minutes thinking, where the hell's he gone? So yeah, I'm glad that's not turned up, but hopefully it'll turn up in an hour or so. But it says 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. So God, terrible, isn't it? That time frame. I mean, how do people stay in for that long? If it's like a signed for one, you know, that you have to sign for, I bet people who work are like, oh my God, I'm never going to get this. I'm going to have to go to the depot or something, or wherever it ends up, you know. Bookkeeping. Right, done. I've even wrote the exclamation point that you put there. Do a £10 challenge and see how much money you can make with it in 1 month. Oh yeah, that's awesome. I don't know who it was now. Someone said, I was just having a chat to one of the resellers. I don't know who it was. I forgot now. It might have been David McGregor. I'm not sure. But we had a chat and we were just sort of having a laugh basically. And we said, wouldn't it be good if like all the resellers did like a £10 or £20 challenge, or maybe even a £50 challenge? Like, you know, all the YouTube resellers, or if you've not got a YouTube channel, feel free to start one and then you could participate in it. Or even you could maybe participate in the comments, but I don't know how that would work quite. But yeah, we were thinking it would be good if we could organize that. I don't know how well it would be to organize it, like, you know, all the weeks. I don't know whether everybody would be on board with it. I don't know whether we could all keep track of it in the way we would like. I don't know. It might work, it might not. But it's certainly something that I would enjoy doing. What I might even do is just do one on this channel. You know, just do a video, show you, you know, got £10. I know other people in the States have already done this, like with $10 or $50 or something, and they've got, you know, videos on it. And then I just go wherever I want, you know, charity shops, car boot, wherever it is, and obviously just have that tenner. But what I would do if I was going to a car boot is I'd have that tenner and I'd write down all the stuff I'd got with that tenner, but then I'd obviously spend more money on my other stock for my business, because I wouldn't go to a car boot just with a tenner. But what I'd do is separate it, so I could still get all my usual stock, you know, from the car boot, and I'm not losing out that respect, but I am doing the challenge still with the tenner. Yeah, Kath says 50 quid might be better. Yeah, it might be actually. Yeah, I mean, for a tenner, especially if you're doing it in a charity shop, a tenner is going to get you a couple of decent items, or maybe 4 or 5 okay items, unless you hit a bolo. But yeah, I mean, and again, part of it comes down to area, location, things like that, whether what sort of stuff's available in your location, things like that. So you've got to think, is it completely fair? Maybe it probably is fair, but if, for example, you live in a location that's notoriously quite bad for charity shops or something, then yeah, it might be slightly unfair. But I think on the wider scale, it's probably quite fair, to be honest, especially if you are, you know, if you are willing, determined, all that sort of stuff. But what I might do is do it on my channel. I might do it with charity shops, because I think that's the easiest way. I think I'll be able to film a bit as well around them. I'll be comfortable filming around them. And yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so I'll probably do it with, yeah, I think I might do it with 50 quid. I might set aside 50 quid and we'll do it one day. I don't know. £10 because that's the challenge. Well, if I was doing it on my own on this chat, well, I'm thinking do it on my. say I did it, how about I do it with £10 on this channel as a starter, and then we see who else in the UK reselling community wants to do it, right? And if we end up sorting something out between a few of the YouTubers or all the YouTubers, or however many people want to do it, we will maybe decide on a sort of figure. So whether it's for £10, £20, £50, £100, whatever it may be. I think £100 might be pushing it a bit, because obviously you're wanting to get as much money out of that small amount of money as possible. So if you've got £100, it's quite a lot. But yeah, so a woman in America did a flipping 20 challenge, which was good, $20. So yeah, it's cool. Thanks, ads. You're a gem. Oh, Sue's in the chat. Yeah, I've been really enjoying your videos, Sue. I have to say, you're going to be really, really good. In the next few weeks, the next few months, you're going to be really good on YouTube. I can see you've got that element of humor that a lot of the reseller viewers like. I've probably got a bit too much of it, or a bit too maybe silly or crazy. But you have definitely got the right level of just humor, just little subtle bits in there, and just really friendly, really nice on camera. So really happy I found you. And as I say, I will update you, Ryan, on that challenge. Yeah, I will update you on that challenge, because I can quite easily do that on my channel, within the next few days. So I will update you, and we'll see what comes of it. And then, as I say, if anyone else in the reselling community wants to do it, we'll maybe figure out a hashtag or some sort of way of sort of collaborating it within the UK community, so that then we're all sort of collaborating together, and people are promoting each other's channels and stuff like that, and it's all working out quite nicely for everyone, because I think it will be a great tool to help people's channels grow as well. So yeah, anyway, I'll update you on that. We'll see if we can't get something rolling, but I'll do it first on this channel, maybe weekend or next week. So I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up, and yeah, I will see you in the next one. I've done a vlog. I just want to quickly mention, I've done a daily vlog. I know I'd said I would do a weekly vlog, but what I keep changing, but this is what I'm sticking with now. I'm sticking with this. You know what it's like with me. I mean, you got the Sunday stroll for about 3 weeks, and then I was like, oh, sack this, I can't bother doing this anymore. So yeah, you know what it's like with me, but I think I've got something honed down, and that is a random vlog on one day of the week. I'm just going to do a vlog, random day of the week, and then I'll upload it maybe a couple of days after, so it gives me a chance to edit it. And also, star of the show is on the video. My mum is on the video, and my mum is on the vlog. So yeah, you will get to see her again. And if I end up doing weekly vlogs, she'll probably appear in quite a lot of them. So if you like my mum, you're in for a treat. So I'll see you guys. Thank you, everyone saying thank you in the chat. Thank you very much for joining me. Without you, you could not make Thursday Talk. So thank you for joining me. And now we have that little awkward bit where I try and get to the stop broadcast button. There we go. Right, I'll see you very soon, guys.